prior to us working together, what were you doing for like workouts, nutrition, things like that?
Yeah, I was all over the place. So I subscribed to Melissa Wood Health Pilates. She touted how you could look like her by doing a 10-minute arm video with arm circles. I also subscribed to Open Fit. So they had workouts that you could do. Andrea Rogers had a bar program that I would do from time to time. And I like slowly built out like a little gym here, but I kind of felt lost. Nutrition wise, I totally felt lost. I never felt like I overconsumed. I felt like there was a missing piece though.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you helped me figure out.
Like, it's not like you were eating bad foods. Like,
Right.
I think the first week when we started tracking, just looking at like, what are the foods you're eating? It wasn't like I was like, stop eating McDonald's every day.
Right.
It was a non-obvious factor, which almost makes it more frustrating.
And there's so much misinformation out there that it's hard to like weed through. Plus, everyone's different. Pregnancy was tough. Like I thought I'd kind of bounce back pretty quickly because I was comparing myself to everyone else out there. And that did not happen. And it took me a really long time to build up my strength again. I considered myself pretty fit pregnant, but once I had the baby, I just didn't see like results. It was just taking a long time. And I wasn't like thrilled with how long it was taking. And I was nervous that I was never going to like find the missing ingredient that I needed to see the results that I wanted. And I took your class before and I loved it. I mean, it was so challenging. I like a challenge. So I was at the point where I was frustrated. I didn't want to, I was paying for all of these random things that all I was doing was a video, which I would, she's telling me to do push-ups, but she's not watching me. She's not watching my form. I felt like I didn't have good form. And I was frustrated too, because I was getting these like injuries that I've never dealt with before. After we had our first consult, I took to what you were saying. And clearly there was something I was missing. And when you said you would help with nutrition, that also like sealed the deal. I would eat well. So I was confused. I feel like as a woman, you're like, don't eat over 1,200 calories or else you'll die. But it's really not. It's really not true.
I know. It's like a total mind fuck that like we've been told our whole lives that like just work out more and eat less and that'll get you everything you want, and that will maybe get you some results at first, but eventually will become your biggest hindrance of the goals that you're looking to achieve, because the body just doesn't necessarily work that way. It's a little bit more complicated than just like, we're not a robot. Like, okay,
right.
Less food, more output, and bam. Yeah.
Right. I'm sure I fall into that category of one of those women that keeps their old jeans and they're like, one day these will fit. And you're like, yeah, no, they fit in college, but maybe, that's not realistic. But I felt like I was trying for like 10 years to get back to a certain point. And then in 4 months, you helped me get there faster than I could in 10 years. So
awesome.
Any subscription out there is not personalized. Typing your info into like Noom.
Yeah, those types of things too are just so like algorithm based, and it doesn't know you, but it also will put you at a dramatic number because it is so like weight loss driven. Rapid weight loss and strict calorie decreasing doesn't work long term, A, and B, isn't right for everyone. Sometimes I think what we've learned is that actually the opposite needed to happen. You actually need to fuel your body to see results.
I really do look forward to the workout. I've never come out of a workout and been like, it was like not that hard. For me, a good workout really sets my day, and I've seen results. So like 2 really hard workouts, and then maybe I do like 1 or 2 on my own. That's been enough for me to see results.
It's like max, you're doing what, 3-4 times a week, and it doesn't have to consume your life.
Exactly. And it used to. I would never push myself as hard. I would never pick up 20-pound weights and be like, you can do it. I would be like, no, let's like settle for 10. Or like the videos, were like, do low weights, high reps. I just was not seeing any results like doing all that. I really enjoy being able to ask you questions. You're very knowledgeable. It's definitely turned me away from just like YouTube videos of, following someone along that isn't watching you, isn't cheering for you. It's just really changed my perspective on how I work out and how I want to continue to work out. I do like Pilates. I've told you that. I talk about it all the time. It's not something that I could do 7 days a week and see crazy results from.
Yeah.
So
I have plenty of clients that do actually, I feel like Pilates is the hot workout right now, but like I have so many clients that like do Pilates like 1 time a week. I mean, so many people have come to me through the bar and Pilates world and they enjoy it. I enjoy it. I even teach one class a week that is like a bar Pilates based class. And it is enjoyable. And that's so important for um, our mental space to be able to enjoy movement. But it's not necessarily always going to give you the results you want. So I have so many clients who are just like you that like, I'm not telling them don't do Pilates, like do it if
Right.
you enjoy it, but there's certain ways of working, strength training, certain ways of viewing progressively moving through a program. Like we don't do random things. We work on something for a
Right.
block of like 4 to 8 weeks. That's the same thing. And we work on getting better at it or getting stronger or faster at it. Because that way you're truly making progress and you have a measurable way of looking at that to go like, oh, I remember 4 weeks ago when I could barely do this with 15
Mhm.
pounds and now I'm doing it with 25. And you can actually measure the progress, not only with how you're able to perform an exercise, but also to see it in your body. And that's also too a reason why when I work with people, especially with nutrition, is like we do track things like, and it depends on the person. It could be body weight, it could be body fat percentage, it can be progress photos, measurements. All these things are super important to really see like, okay, so this is great, but is it working? And I think there's a lot of things out there that don't actually measure anything. So you don't really know what's working and what's not.
And that's something I could never have done on my own. That is in and of itself worth it. It pays
Yeah.
off for me.
So many clients that I work with are just like you that feel like they just need the guidance. They're missing a link that they can't figure out on their own. And it's not like that they're not actively trying to figure it out. Like they're not actively
Right.
trying to like go to a class or do a workout or figure out nutrition. It's just when you've had a trainer with the experience that I've had. I've been in this industry for more than 6 years now. And I've gone through all of these things myself,
Right.
especially since I used to teach bar, Pilates, random workouts, hit. That then you're finally able to be guided in the right direction and see what you're not able to see. And that's why I hire coaches and I've worked with people and it's sometimes it's that missing link of knowing that someone else has been through it. They can see the broader picture and guide you to where you want to be.
I also like that about you, that you weren't just in one avenue. You have your own trainers that you work with and you're constantly trying to learn and better yourself. That's really cool to see.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I love our Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I look forward to continuing to see progress. And
When clients are winning and they're feeling good, like then I feel good and I celebrate and I turn to Matt and like talk about it for like 3 hours at the end of the night. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
that's how Sarah's doing. She's killing it. I'm so proud of her. And he's like, okay, I get it. And I'm like, I have the best clients in the world. He's like, I know, shut up.
Yeah.